Alright, I'm back again. Second time today. We're drinking some Full Sail Hazy. I've already had this one on the channel, and really this was my after shower beer, wind down after having a shower beer, the pre-shave beer. That's what this was, and it's pretty much gone. Moving on to the shave beer. Another Holy Mountain, my favorite brewery. And this is Shadow Lifter, a coffee oatmeal milk stout. 7.2 down there on the bottom. 16-ounce can. Let's crack this and get some flavors going on. Okay, it's got some viscosity, slightly chewy. I mean, it's not real thick and syrupy, but it's got some viscosity to it, some weight to it. The coffee comes through really nice. It's, I wouldn't say the coffee is overpowering. I'd say you still get a lot of that sweet, like milk chocolate character, probably because it has the lactose in it. It's a milk stout. But the coffee's definitely there. I say they're sharing the spotlight. They're about even. The sweetness from the milk stout, oatmeal usually adds to that creamy mouthfeel and all that. Really good. My wife absolutely loves this one. Whenever we see it, we try to make a concerted effort to get it. It's really good shit, and they actually just announced shipping to the entire state of Washington. So that's about to be fire because I don't gotta make that drive now. So another stout on the channel for So Sharp David, who was bitching and complaining that us beer folks are only drinking IPAs on our shave videos. Another stout just for you. And we're gonna be using some West of Olympia's Pride Barbershop, and that's from the 7 collection. This is my absolute favorite barbershop, hands down. It is phenomenal. I fucking love this one. Fucking love it. Seville is a fantastic barbershop. I'm going to be using that as my aftershave since I don't have a matching aftershave. Seville's phenomenal. A lot of people call that one, their favorite barbershop. Barrister and Mann has the gall to call it God's Barbershop. Well, if that's God's Barbershop, then West of Olympia's Pride is like the God of Gods. Like, if West of Olympia's Pride is like Zeus and fucking Barrister and Mann's God's Barbershop is like Athena. Like, she's just getting fucked. She's like, she ain't shit compared to Zeus. So I probably got that history all wrong. But the fact is that Pride Barbershop, way fucking better. I know you're probably thinking the label is roar as fuck, but it's actually because of it's based off of Narcissus and him looking at himself in his reflection by the lake, and so that's basically just a reflection there. I got it whipped up into a nice lather. I got my Crazy Badger brush there, made by Halbert Taraka, no longer making brushes, but fantastic looking brush with the crimson and black. And it's not just the scent on this Pride Barbershop that is so fucking phenomenal. This soap base from the Seven collection, which is kind of like the Seven Sins, it was such a good soap base when you're lathering it and you're kind of slowly adding water. You get like this like glue-like consistency. You can see it like start like clumping up and it's like really dense, gooey, and you just got to kind of like keep adding to it slowly, and it really whips up into like a nice dense low structure lather. And this was from like years back, like a year or two I think is when I first got this, and it's just like really good looking stuff. I love this lather. And it's funny enough, you like never see west of Olympia. They were I don't think they ever really had like a rise to fame before they stopped, because their releases were kind of few and far between. It was definitely like a side gig. Making soap was a hobby, and was secondary to the main career. Same story a lot of artisans have. But God, he made a good soap base, and the scents were phenomenal. I regret not jumping on the West of Olympia train when I had the chance. We're going to be using my wade&Butcher, and this one is the Elite. You can see it has a little bit of spine wear there, a little bit of scratches. Really not that big a deal. The integrity of the blade is still intact, and it still works just fine. So that's what we're going to be using today. Really enjoy this soap base and the scent. If I had a chance to pick up some more West of Olympia today, I wouldn't hesitate to pick up like any offering out of the lineup. He had like a budget or basic or flagship lineup. And the artwork was kind of more standardized. And I never got to try that. But the seven collection, the artwork on that is kind of stepped up just a tad, you know what I mean? Like it's nothing crazy, nothing out of hand. But it's definitely like there was a little bit of an extra effort put into the 7 collection. And the packaging was pretty fucking phenomenal. You can see we got some hairs in that lather. When I got it, it was kind of like in a white box with some like matching orange ribbon with like a bow tied on it, and the bow was actually like snugged down by a wax stamp. Kind of like you would see like back in the days on cards or stuff like that. And it had like a P or something like that in like an old English-esque type fashion. Just really fucking badass type packaging. At the time, I remember being kind of blown away by it, because nothing that I had at that time was even coming close to taking as much pride in their packaging and presentation. The west of Olympia is from Olympia, Washington State, which is where I live. It's kind of up near. It's near the Seattle area, below Seattle, and really nice place. When I first started wet shaving, I was in a few Facebook groups, and one of the first ones I joined was a regional Facebook group called the Pacific Northwest Wet Shavers, and I'm still in it. And it's rather small and tight-knit, and you have a few really active members, and then a few that are kind of more intermittent. And nowadays, I'm more intermittent as well. Like, I'm in like 4 or 5 Facebook groups, and I rarely post anything. I'll check in and like things, but I won't post. But the Pacific Northwest Wet Shavers, we have some members from like Oregon and Washington and Idaho, and just a really nice group of people. Like, I made it known I was a newbie and all this. They fucking sent shit my way. For free samples. I got to try soaps and aftershaves when I wasn't even like, I wasn't committed to the hobby yet, you know, like I just dipped my toes in the fucking pool. Haven't even waded into the shallow end. And they were very kind and welcoming. I learned things from them. They, had opinions on products, strong opinions that, favorite brands, tallow versus vegan, and all these things that you kind of like learn along the way. Look at that fucking lather. God, that looks nice. It's one of those lathers you just kind of want to like play around with it because it looks nice. This is like top-notch shit by today's standards, and this was made like 2 years ago. Fantastic. Really wish that they were still in business. Like, I really regret that. One of my biggest regrets in wet shaving, I think, is not supporting west of Olympia when I had the chance. I don't think I was aware. You know what I mean? I don't think I was aware at the time. I was trying to expand, my experiences, try more artisans, shit like that. I'll tell you what, though. If I had a chance today to buy some BST west of Olympia, I'd be all over it. I don't have their scents memorized by heart, but I think I'd be hard-pressed not to pick up any scent that became available. I know the soap base is good. There's like not a single doubt in my mind when it comes to the performance of the soap base. This shit is slick as fuck. The residual slickness is on point. It got a nice weight and density to it. Low structure, not that that matters, but I mean, if you tried this today, like fucking in like a blind test, you would probably think like, whoa, this is one of today's soap bases. It's not like a soap of old. It's not one of those soaps that blew up into a Santa Claus beard with low density. You'd probably think like this is a soap from today's standards, like. Very good stuff. Sometimes when you see me doing like multiple strokes, I'm just trying to like find where the line is, and then once I find it, I kind of like continue on. So if you ever wonder like what the fuck I'm doing. This wade&Butcher is performing very well. This one has an eBay edge on it. I was worried about that blemish right there. Doesn't look like it's gonna be a problem. It's funny, I was getting my my picture shot for my shave of the day picture, and I was kind of loading my bowl with soap, and I see Jim Scott, which is the owner of Cherry City Shave Products. He went live on Facebook and Instagram, and he was doing a live beard shave with a straight razor, and he had like a 1.5 year beard. The thing was huge, majestic, and glorious, and he mentioned he was shaving it because he had a job promotion interview coming up. Good luck on that, by the way. I hope you kill it, and I hope you do a great job and get the job. Jim is a really nice dude. He always, he likes every single post on that Pacific Northwest Weight Shavers. Every fucking post. I have 2 of his soaps, and then about 3 samples that he sent for free with my order. And I like every one of them. And he has a kind of a what I would describe as like a no frills, like workhorse type soap, and really good stuff. Really good stuff. Like, no complaints whatsoever. I wouldn't say he's like on the cutting edge of the wet shaving base race or anything like that, but it's a workhorse soap that like the normal everyday working man can fucking pick up for an inexpensive price, and it is gonna do the job, and it is gonna smell great. He has one called a roasted oatmeal stout, and you could imagine I was all over that, and I loved it. It's probably one of the more realistic representations of beer and wet shaving scents that I've came across. A lot of them say like oh yeah, it's made with beer, it smells like beer, but I find that that's like bullshit. Like it's made with beer, but it smells nothing like beer because of all the other things they add into it to make it more wearable, you know what I mean? But his representation is more natural and smells more realistic to beer, and a stout specifically. So it doesn't have that same like appeal as a soap made with beer that has like a cologne scent. This one's more like for casual wear, but it's really nice. I appreciate it. And he has a ton of, he has a nice line of other scents as well. But he's very supportive, and I hope he does well on his interview. And then, so I was watching that, and then I saw BBS Live, went live for a surprise live. So I hopped over to that. They started giving away shit, of course. Gonna be using the Seville Aftershave Splash. And this one's in the Delta's Aftershave formula. Really good stuff as well. So, I guess just if you come across newbies in your wet shaving journey, fucking definitely show them kindness, show them generosity if you can. Kick them some samples, kick them some knowledge and guidance, encouragement, because they might end up your favorite YouTuber, like fucking old DK Damn Fine Shave right here. Not DK Damn Fine Shaves, DK Damn Fine Shave. They might end up your favorite shaving YouTuber, just like me. They're like, you pompous asshole. No, but seriously, thank you guys for all the support. Show newbies some love, send them some samples. And if you guys see some fucking West of Olympia on BSTs, you better fucking slide into my DMs. Fucking send me some of those soap pics. That you better give me the shout out if you see some West of Olympia, because I'm on the lookout. So I appreciate that. And I appreciate your support. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.